Chapter 10. Time seemed to stand still. Huge gold sparks bloomed in Storm's brown and light fur and in his ears. Fizzled with power, he shot to the air with Comet's tail of sparkles behind him and landed right in the basket next to Gale. Gale saw a burst of flames shoot out from the hot jet. Were the gas jets. Hot air flowed into the bloom, which swelled out and straightened itself. At the same time, the gush of gold sparkles erupted in the basket. The rope snaked downward towards the ground. If eager hands reached them, and they were quickly secured. People ran to help, and the balloon was drawn downward until the basket stood against the grass. Jessica saw Storm leap out and streak towards her. Gale's dad went to the basket and gave his daughter a huge hug. "Oh, are you alright, sweetie? Oh my, I was terrified you were going to get hurt. Thank goodness you had the sense to work that burner and throw down those extra ropes." Gale was white-faced. She didn't seem to know when to laugh or cry. "Burner, but she stammered shakily. Her dad wasn't listening. He helped Gale climb out of the basket, and one of the club members reached forward to help her. Everyone cheered and clapped. Gale held her head and sucked on her lip. "Thanks, everyone. I didn't mean for that to happen, but I'm glad nobody got hurt because of me." Jessica could see for once Gale really meant what she was saying. She looked down at Storm, who stood behind her. Every last spark had faded from his fur. She wished she could cuddle with him, but there were too many people around her for her to pick him up. "That was incredibly brave of you to light the burner, Storm. I know the fire scares you," she whispered. "But I'm just glad Gale's safe. But I do not think I'll ever grow to like hot air balloons," he barked. Jessica noticed Gale looking at her in a very strange way. She realized the older girl had heard her whisper in the storm. Gale smiled knowingly, and then she shrugged. "Weird things keep happening when you're around, Jessica. I'd love to know what's been going on, but I guess I never will. Keep your secrets. It's fine by me. And thanks for trying to help. I'm sorry it was such a pain. Can we start all over again and try to be friends?" "I'd like that," Jessica replied. "Cool. Why don't you come over and hang out at our RV? You haven't even seen everything right. It's got a huge shower room, a huge TV, and everything." Jessica smiled. Gale would never change. But at least she's trying to be a lot nicer. "Okay, I would like to see inside it," she said. Gale beamed her. She then took Mikey's hand before she walked off with her parents. "See you in a minute, Jessica." With excitement all over, people began dispersing. Suddenly, Storm whimpered and began trembling all over. He took off like a rocket and headed towards a clump of thick bushes beneath a few feet away. I'll be right back," Jessica said to her mom. She hurtled after the terrified puppy, a terrible suspicion rising in her mind. She then spotted 3 dogs running towards the bushes in the opposite directions. They had fierce pale eyes and extra long sharp teeth. Shadow had put a spell on them. They were here from Storm. As Jessica pushed her way to the center of the bushes, there was a dazzling flash of gold light. Storm stood there. He was no longer a brown and white Jack Russell puppy, but a beautiful wolf with silver gray fur. A thousand gold diamonds sparkled on his neck ruff. Behind him stood an older she-wolf with a gentle expression on her face. At that moment, Jessica knew that Storm must leave her. Her throat clenched with sadness, but she forced herself to be brave. "Save yourself, Storm," she cried. "Be good of heart, Jessica. You have been a loyal friend," Storm said in a deep, velvety growl. There was a final burst of gold light, and a silent explosion of sparks cracked down around Jessica. Storm and his mother faded into thin air and were gone. There was a growl of rage as the fierce dogs burst through the bushes. Seeing that Storm disappeared, their eyes and teeth turned to normal. Jessica felt stunned. All was happening so fast. Her heart was aching, but at least she had a chance to say goodbye. Storm was safe, and she hoped that one day he would stay in his own world and lead the Moonclaw Pack. Tears pricked her eyes slowly as she walked down to the parking lot. Jessica knew she would never forget her wonderful adventures with Storm. The thought of Sheena and hope she thought of Sheena and hoped she felt better. Jessica decided to buy a cuddly toy to cheer her up. Then she saw Gale laden inside them for her. Perhaps she'd get Gale one too. A cute toy puppy for the both of them. After all, everyone should have their own magic puppy. The end. What a wonderful story. I liked it. Now it's next story. Remember Pippa, Princess Stardust, and all of their friends? Well, you can catch up on their next adventure in the second story, Princess Ponies, A Dream Come True, coming February 16th.